Courtois shares his views on various topics in this press conference, from the issues at the Metropolitano to the teams playing recent problems. Let's listen.
You now have 246 matches with Real Madrid and have won 2 Champions League titles with this shirt. Based on your experience, what is the most important thing for the big match tomorrow? How do you personally feel?
I'm doing very well and am happy to have played the other day. I believe that the most important thing is to be united as a team and to sacrifice for one another and simply give it our all. In an important Champions match like tomorrow's, it's crucial to win, especially after the defeat against Lille. I think we need to win tomorrow.
The other day, you made a great save, and Borja praised you by saying you are very good. What image do you think you project to your rivals?
Well, I have a great friendship with Borja. Over many matches during these years, he has told me the same thing many times. The other day, after the match against Stuttgart, he sent me a video saying, "You are very annoying." But after all, I just try to do my job and help my team in moments like the other day when we didn't concede a goal. I just hope we can score, and I continue to do my job as best as I can.
Ancelotti was recently saying that he is focused on helping the team regain balance, improve defensive levels, and be more compact, as this is sometimes overlooked. You, who have a good view of the game from your position, do you think the problem is perhaps physical and that they are not at a good level, in addition to the tactical work they need to train? Or perhaps is it an attitude problem among the players and they lack motivation at the start of the season?
No, I think our attitude is always to give our best, and all of us, the 11 players, try to defend. The opponent always tries to hurt us and pull us out of our positions and pass the ball behind us. I think sometimes we lack communication to know when and how to press. This is a collective effort. If one of us steps up too early and the other doesn't follow, then we leave spaces. With today's football, many opponents can hurt us this way, and that is exactly what we want to correct in training. The other day, certainly, some things we didn't do well, but that's why we have analyses and videos with the coach to correct these things. Physically, it's not easy after having had a very long season for some of us, with only 2 or 3 weeks to rest. Moreover, teammates like Valverde or Rodrigo, who after a long trip return and have to play another match after just 2 days, so it's not easy to maintain the rhythm. But I believe we will manage, and that's why it's important to win these matches now to be in good shape for the end of the season.
It's been 3 weeks since the match at the Metropolitano. Do you have any message for those who say that you provoked the events? Were you surprised that Simeone, after the match, called for you to be sanctioned?
I respect his opinion, but I don't share it, and we simply have different concepts of what constitutes provocation. We have institutions in charge, and they have decided, and I just don't want to comment further on this.
You mentioned physical wear and tear, and now with Carvajal out. Do you not think it is necessary to sign reinforcements in January? With your vision of the field and the game, can you give us your opinion?
I trust the teammates and the team we have now. If the club decides that it is necessary to sign new players, then that is their decision. This is a topic that we players do not get involved in. I think we have what we need to fight and win matches, so your question is for those who make the decisions.
Regarding the Metropolitano, have you been disappointed by anyone, or was it something you expected?
No, I don't want to talk about this topic anymore. I think everything has already been said, and I am only thinking about tomorrow's match.
Do you think radicals or ultras deserve a place in football? Do you believe they would be better off outside the stadiums and football?
What I think is that the most important thing is that there is no violence. In Belgium, I have experienced many situations like this, and there is a culture of it there. I have no problem with those who support their teams. Matches like a derby, which are intense, especially as visitors, create a good atmosphere. That adrenaline gives me more desire to play with an intense environment. But everything must always be done with respect for those who are playing, leaving violence out, and that is really all there is to it. Sometimes there can be some friction between a player and a fan. This is normal. I don't mind hearing chants against me. But if we score and I react, I think it's excessive for them to react violently. If there is no violence, then there is no problem. So those who want to cause harm should be removed.
You are a goalkeeper known for facing opponents head-on. What is your mental process when you have to confront such a situation? Do you try to read the situation to anticipate the opponent, or do you simply rely on your reflexes to react?
I'm not going to reveal my secrets after all. My technique is to try to make myself as big as possible, and I attempt to read what the striker wants to do. I try to play with the rhythm. For example, the other day, the striker had much more time because he came from midfield, so he had plenty of time to think, and you have to make him doubt where he wants to shoot. But there are also other moments where you have to press quickly and come out. Sometimes I don't have much space, and I just open my arms and legs, even if there isn't much space. Although sometimes it doesn't work, I believe it's a tactic I have under control, and many times it helps me.
How do you players see the situation with the team's performance problems? You, who can calmly observe from your position everything that happens, what do you think is missing from the team?
Obviously, there are changes. Some players are no longer here, and new ones have come in, so it takes a little longer to adapt and generate new automatisms. But this is not something you can create in a month or two. It requires matches and training, and that's what we're doing. We are improving, and I don't think we are as bad as you say. We don't always play poorly. It's true that sometimes we don't make good passes or have a clear plan. But I think we have talked about it among ourselves, and we're trying to improve things, and we're working on that in training.
Can you tell us about your relationship with Lunin? In the early years, it seemed he didn't have the quality to be a Real Madrid player, but last year he had a good season. However, he has been competing for several years against the best goalkeeper in the world, who is you. In this situation, where he is at a disadvantage, do you empathize with him, or do you give him advice? Is your relationship distant? How do you both handle all of this?
All is well. I try to help him. Having him in training pushes me to do better so that I can play and not him. So this competition makes you better. I try to help him, but also Fran, as well as the academy goalkeepers, giving some advice if I can help them. I understand it's not easy when you played a lot last season and not so much now. I know it's not easy, but he is a great goalkeeper and will continue to help us.